What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Berm, and today I'm going to be talking about some early beginner breeder tips to help people get better natures on their Pokemon in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Before we begin, I just want to say like, comment, and subscribe. Help this video reach more people. If this is your first time seeing the channel, I'm usually a competitive Pokemon YouTuber, but it's taking a little bit of time in this game to acquire an entirely competitive team. So I figure while I'm doing all of this for myself, I'll make a couple of videos to help other people get competitive Pokemon in their games as well. I stream every Thursday night at 8 p.m. except for this Thursday night, which is Thanksgiving here in the States. So I will be streaming usually every Thursday night at 8 p.m. So come check out the channel. Come join a stream. I'm thinking about giving away some hidden ability Pokemon once I get them and then breed them, and so it might be helpful for you to go do that. So basically there's two different ways to get natures on your Pokemon when you're breeding for competitive. There's breeding them with a Ditto that's holding an Everstone and has the nature that you want. And there's also synchronized users, which have a percentage chance of copying their nature onto an opposing Pokemon when you run into it in the wild. Luckily, if you fly to Celestic Town here on the map, there is an underground region that has a lot of synchronized users and Dittos. The idea here is that we're going to try and catch as many synchronized users as possible in this underground area. And we can catch Dittos along the way, but we're then going to use the synchronized users to get the Dittos that we want. And that way, whether you're running into wild Pokemon to try and get your nature that way, or you're trying to breed your own Pokemon to get your nature that way, you will have a good baseline, range of natures for both Dittos and synchronized users. So once you're down here, you're going to go towards that big central biome in the middle there with the crystal. It's this underground cave. By the way, super helpful if you can make your super secret base a bunch of psychic type statues, because most of the Pokemon we're going to be finding here are psychic types. We're looking for Raltses right here. We're looking for Curlias, and we're looking for Natus. There's also Kadabras that can pop up down here too. All of those Pokemon have synchronized. I would say catch any Pokemon you see, even if like this Ralts might be traced, right? I don't think it is. Stock up on repeat balls and quick balls. Catch any Pokemon you see though, right? Because there's always the chance that you can then breed natures onto your synchronized users, and you can synchronize natures onto your Dittos. We got that Ralts. Let's see if it's synchronized. Let's see if it's what we're looking for. You can see I have a couple of Natus already in. You don't need stored power. Already in my party. You don't need teleport. And let's check this out. You should be playing online when you're underground. You'll get more bonuses that way. Just a quick tip. It is synchronized and it's Brave, right? So maybe you don't want Brave as a nature, but for the purposes of this video, we're going to lead with Ralts now. And I'm just going to run around here just to see if there are any of those synchronized users. There might not be, but if you pop in and out, there's just a really good, healthy dichotomy of synchronized users that can pop up in this area. And like I said, you can also run into Dittos down here too. So we have Ralts. Something that's important to note, we're going to run into this Mawile by accident, is that when you're playing underground, all the Pokemon are set as soon as you enter the room. So if you're running into wild Pokemon in the overworld in these underground biomes, they're set once you run into the room. So right now, my Ralts is not going to be determining any of the natures here. What we need to do is we need to back out first, and then when we pop back in, all of these Pokemon will have a better percentage chance of having a Brave nature because Ralts is first in my party. That's important because now we can run around and look for Dittos if we want to, if we can find any. But again, the goal here is to catch synchronized users, not to catch Dittos. You're going to want to find more Raltses. You're going to want to find more Natus and Curlias. This is sort of, I wanted to show you that, the room reset thing. This Ralts is probably a Brave Nature Ralts, which is not what we need anymore, right? We have a Ralts already. But I'll just run away from this Ralts specifically. Eventually, you're going to want your box to look a whole lot like this. Lots of Natus. Dittos if you can find them. We got a Curlia here. We got a Kadabra. We got a couple Raltses. You're going to want These are early bird, but there's a naughty Natu. There's a hardy synchronized Natu. There's a modest synchronized Natu. There's a calm synchronized Ralt. You're going to want all of these natures, right? You're going to be looking for jolly, timid, adamant, modest, all those good competitive natures that you're most likely going to want to put onto your Pokemon. And now what we can do is back up to the surface. And once you have that healthy group of synchronized Pokemon, maybe you didn't run into a ton of Dittos while you were underground. That's totally fine. You're going to fly over to Canalave City. And remember, I have Ralts first in my party. This is after you beat the game, by the way. You have to have already gotten the national dex. I hope that was clear. Because you need Pokeradar to then run into your chain of Dittos. And if you run into 218, this is where we're going to find our Ditto chain. Okay? There's a 15% chance that you're going to hit a Ditto. I think that... Oh my god! Oh god, I have to deal with this really quick. Alright, when you're busy not running into Mesprit, you're going to charge up your Pokeradar. And I think that it's a 15% chance to run into Dittos when using the Pokeradar here. Which, that's good enough for me. I'm not going to talk too much about the Pokeradar mechanics right now, because there is a lot, and I think that there's a better video that I can make regarding EVs that would cover the Pokeradar. But just for now, just know that you're trying to chain a bunch of Pokemon in a row. We're going to run into a Floatzel here. I'll keep trying for a Ditto here, and I'll cut when I find one. Okay, so we found a Ditto here. Again, all you really need to know about the Pokeradar for this is that we already ran into the Ralts there with the Ditto, so the chance that it's going to be a Brave Nature is already on there. So we can swap to our Pokemon Catcher. Scythe is a really good one. I think I mentioned that. You're just going to keep catching Dittos in a row. You're going to try and get as many Dittos in a row as possible. And as long as use repels to try and stop yourself from breaking the chain and running into a wild Pokemon. But we're going to try and grab this guy here. Okay, it's going to take a sec. Okay, so we finally got that Ditto. And as long as the Pokeradar is still going, what you can now do is... the radar is still going, so we have our Brave Ditto. It's probably Brave. You're going to want to check. But there's a good chance that it's Brave. Actually, I can check it. Where is that Ditto? It's right here. Brave Ditto. Bam. We got it. Oh, and it's got 2 perfect IVs. That's actually kind of amazing. Great. I'm going to use that later. What we can now do is we can switch. We have a modest synchronized Natu here. We still have this chain of Dittos going. We're going to switch it out, and we already have our Brave Ditto, so let's go get our modest Ditto. Sometimes chains break, sometimes they break, and it's not your fault. Don't worry about that. Just start a new one. The idea is that you're just trying to run into Dittos guaranteed here, because once you get that first one, every single encounter in the chain when you run into those little grass spots is going to be a Ditto. So I will fast forward here as I try to catch this modest Ditto now. Once you have your Ditto, once you have your synchronized users, again, you want to build up that base of synchronized users by catching them in the wild there. You don't need to get every single ability. or every single nature possible, you're just going to want to get a bunch of those synchronized users. You're going to want to go catch those Dittos and try and copy those abilities onto the synchronized users so that you get up a nice base of Pokemon. Try to organize them in your boxes like so. I have a bunch of Dittos here. These are all attacking nature Dittos. These are all defensive nature Dittos. These are all special attacking nature Dittos. These are all special defensive, and these, you guessed it, are all speed. And then I have a bunch of Natus over here. Just lots of synchronized Pokemon in general. Over here, I have an Adamant Natu. I have a Hardy, a Calm. I have a Timid Natu. I have a Jolly Curlia. Once you get that base, again, you can do it in whatever order you want. I suggest going and getting the synchronized users in the underground and then going and catching all your Dittos and synchronizing the Dittos like that. But you can also go and just start your Ditto chain, catch a bunch of Dittos, and then once those guys are all a bunch of different natures, hopefully you get some good ones, you can then go get a Natu or a Curlia and just breed them with the Dittos, holding the Everstone on the Ditto, of course, and then get the synchronized users the opposite way. And this way, no matter which method you're going for to try to get your Pokemon with the right nature, if you want to try and go catch it in the wild, you can. Just bring a synchronized user and try to copy that nature onto the wild Pokemon. Or if you want to breed it, you have the Dittos. Really, this video was just about getting a good base of synchronized users and Dittos of the natures that you want so that it's easier for you to breed the correct nature. I'm thinking about making a video in which we can talk about IVs, we can talk about EVs, we can talk about egg moves. All that stuff is a little bit more difficult in BDSP compared to Sword and Shield. But I'd be down to talk about it if people are interested. And again, I'm a competitive Pokemon YouTuber. If you're into that, follow the channel. I'm going to be making more competitive videos in the future. But, you know, in the preliminary area, you can see I'm trying to breed a stupid Tyranitar. It's difficult to get Pokemon in this game, and especially get a whole team of 6 with the proper IVs and the proper hidden abilities. Gosh, that is a whole mess in this game as well. Not a mess, just harder to do, more rare to find hidden abilities. And we can talk about all of that in a future video, so look out for that if you're interested. And until next time, my name is Berm. See you later.